Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. The first open debate between Warsaw mayoral candidates Patryk Jaki and Rafał Trzaskowski took place at the Polish Army Stadium, home to Legia Warsaw, one of Poland's most prominent football clubs. The discussion concerns sport in the capital. The main debate is planned for October the 12th.
The Capital Sub Football Club was the host of today's debate, and that's why there was a lot of talk about the football club itself.
Today's topic of debate was sport in the capital, more specifically cooperation between sports clubs and the city, rents and fees for sporting facilities and infrastructure. It's difficult to complain about infrastructure when you are at Legia's beautiful home stadium in Warsaw, which was built thanks to the current authorities of the capital, the civic platform. If the Law and Justice Party did what they wanted, there would be no Legia home stadium in Warsaw today. The Law and Justice representatives voted against the development of the stadium.
The United Rights candidate Patryk Jaki quickly responded to these words.
Lech Kaczyński made this decision. The contract was signed by the commissioner from the Law and Justice Party, and the dispute that you mentioned concerned something else. It concerned a very controversial agreement with ITI. Does my opponent know what the fund's stance on the issue was at the time? Because I know and I remember.
In the further part of the debate, the candidates focused on the perspectives for the development of sport in Warsaw.
The local government should eventually start to take sports expenses seriously. It should start to be a catalyst for the city's development. Warsaw can't be compared with other cities in Poland, it has to be compared with cities in Europe. I am against this idea that the president of Warsaw is like a king who makes all the decisions. Sport comes from grassroots development, and initiatives should focus on the young people. We will develop sports scholarships. Around 400 of the best athletes are supported by the city. My opponent says they will develop, but they had 12 years to do so.
The main debate, featuring all the candidates with topics about the capital's general management, will be the real exam and will take place on October 12th.
An exhibition on the long and an intriguing history of Polish parliamentarianism was opened in the European Parliament today. Paulina Bilinska has the details from Strasbourg.
The exhibition concerning the Polish Sejm was set up in the European Parliament to celebrate the 550 years of parliamentarism in Poland. A delegation from the Polish Parliament, headed by the Marshal of the Sejm, Marek Kuchciński, visited Strasbourg today. Kuchciński, along with the Deputy President of the European Parliament, Zdzisław Krasnodębski, opened the exhibition under the name History of Parliamentarism in Poland, which was created to expose the members of the European Parliament to Poland's rich parliamentary tradition.
For us, the people of Central Eastern Europe, the Polish May 3rd Constitution from 1791 has become somewhat of a symbol for national sovereignty. The preamble of the May 3rd Constitution clearly laid out the values which guided its creation. It underlined that the Constitution was written in opposition to immoral foreign demands and that it valued national self-determination over personal well-being and life itself.
11 boards presenting key moments in the history of Polish parliamentarism from the 15th to the 18th century are set to symbolize the 11 pages on which the Polish Constitution of May 3rd, 1791 was written on. The boards are just a part of the exhibition, which also aims to emphasize the European context and iconography of the era.
The polling company Polska has surveyed Polish citizens before the upcoming municipal elections. According to the report commissioned by Super Express Daily, the United Right has a generous lead over the other parties.
The poll says that the Conservative Law and Justice Party, part of the United Right alliance, can hope for 41% of the vote. The Liberal Civic Coalition, consisting of the Civic Platform Party and the Modern Party, have 10% less than the ruling party. According to the Polska survey, 3 other parties will also cross the parliament threshold of 5%. These are the right-wing populist Cookies 15 movement with 9%, the successor to the old Communist Party, the Democratic Left Alliance with 6%, and the Agrarian Polish People's Party party with 5%. The poll was carried out on October 1st with the help of 1,030 Polish citizens.
Macedonian conservatives and nationalists are still celebrating the low voter turnout in Sunday's Macedonian name-changing referendum. The initiative to change the country's name to North Macedonia was supposed to end the name dispute with Greece, which is a region of the country also named Macedonia, in order for Greece to give the thumbs up to Macedonia's ascension to the EU and NATO. Snap elections are the likely outcome of the failure to garnish the necessary 50% of voters to show up at the polling stations for the referendum to be legally valid.
The Liberal Prime Minister of Macedonia, Zoran Zaev, made it clear that despite the low voter turnout, he will continue the efforts to change the country's name into Northern Macedonia in order to be able to quickly join the EU and NATO.
Now the opposition knows, all the citizens know, there is and there can be no better agreement with Greece. There is and there can be no alternative to Macedonia's membership of NATO and the EU. Let's not play games with our unity and our Macedonia. My personal message to every member of the Macedonian parliament is let's put the national interest, the interest of the citizens and strategic interests of the state above politics and above party interests.
The Prime Minister stated that if he won't be able to find the necessary support in Parliament to change the constitution in order to facilitate the name change, snap elections will be the likely outcome.
National interests are before all and above all. This question is larger than us and our political parties. This is the time when Macedonia most needs the unity of political representatives. This is the moment when lawmakers, with their decision, have the obligation to improve Macedonia, a beautiful place to live for all citizens. Otherwise, the only remaining democratic instrument is to soon hold early parliamentary elections.
His opponent, the referendum boycott movement, made up mainly of conservatives and nationalists, celebrated the low turnout on the streets. You know, we all are a part of some group, our language, culture, and if you lose that, then you're worth nothing here and in the world. First, you must love your people, and then you can love the whole world. Experts claim that it will be difficult for Prime Minister Zaev to win over the 11 votes from the opposition in the parliament needed for a constitutional amendment. Snap elections will probably take place soon.
And that's all we got time for here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather, and then join me after that for Poland Daily Business.